going to start with a question for you all. Why do we evaluate someone's speech? Marcy.
To help them improve.
Excellent.
To tell them what they did well.
That's exactly what I have. The two things that I want you to remember when we evaluate someone's speech, in my opinion, I think it's to encourage them, to point out the things that they are doing well. They might not be aware, and even if they are, it's always good to hear the things that you do well. I think we live in a world where people are a little dry and could use encouragement, and that's what I want them to receive here at Toastmasters. The second reason is to inspire growth. We're also encouraging them to try out different things to make them a more effective communicator by providing some suggestions. Now the question is, how do we evaluate? There are two things. The first is analyzing the speech, which is what I'm going to be focusing on today. In another speech, I'll be talking about how we actually deliver that evaluation. It's just too much to cover in a 5 to 7 minute speech. What I would like for you to do, the people on the ends of your rows, except for this row, I ran out of paper, you have some gray paper, just take one and pass one down. I'm going to encourage you to take some notes while I walk through some of the main ideas on how to analyze a speech. First of all, what you are looking for really depends on the purpose of the speech and who is giving it. For example, I might put on my lens or my glasses. If someone is giving an icebreaker speech, I'm going to put this on and be looking for all the great things they have done. An icebreaker speech really is an encouragement to the person. Hey, you got up there. Hey, you smiled. This is what you did great. It's an opportunity to celebrate that person. Now, if someone is giving a different type of speech, I might put on these glasses. If they want me to specifically look for something, I'm going to be a little bit more focused on what the purpose of that speech is for. And I'm going to be analyzing different things. So I want to, first of all, give you permission not to catch everything. Okay? You don't have to notice everything, but I'm going to give you a couple tips on how to collect your thoughts. So with your piece of paper, I want you to, it's okay if you've written on it, I want you to fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. Okay? You have now created quadrants. On one of the quadrants, write the word content. Okay, content. On the next one, write the word structure. Content and structure. On another one, I want you to write vocal variety. And on the last one, gestures. Now, did you know that when there's a speech contest, the judges have a ballot? And the ballot is split up into different categories for what the judge is to look for in a well-rounded speech. Now, sometimes when we look at a speech, right, we just look with our eyes, okay? What is their face doing? What are their arms doing? How are they using the front? But did you know that on a judge's ballot, your gestures only count for 10% of the overall speech? The vocal variety is another 10%. So where does the rest of the checklist fall into? Well, a lot of it falls into the structure of your speech, into the content of your speech. Was it original? Was it meaningful? Some of it comes into the language that you use. Was it appropriate for your audience and for your speech purpose? Is the grammar correct? Is your manner, your enthusiasm? So what I would like to do with the rest of my time is to give you some specific things to look for. So for example, content. What do I mean by content and what would I like for you to look for? This is, as you're listening to the person, did they say something that caught your attention? You can jot that down. Maybe they used an alliteration. They used powerful phrases. They, where they're stringing words along. Maybe they had a triad of words. I'm just making sure that Terry is I'm not at 5 minutes already, am I?
Yes.
Okay. Did they paint a picture? What was their message? How did it make you feel with the things that they said? These are all things that you can jot down in the content. For the structure, what was their opening like? Did they catch your attention right away? Did they ask a question? Did they have a quote? Did they create interest or intrigue? Some sort of hook? Did they immediately get the audience's attention? Does it flow? Does it make sense? Were the transitions natural? You can make comments on their conclusion. Did it tie to the beginning? Was there a call to action? Did they want to leave something with the audience? When we're talking about vocal variety, this is where you can comment on whether they shared a secret and lowered the volume of their voice. When they were excited, did their voice get louder or higher? How about their pacing? Did they use pauses? For gestures, this is where you can comment about their eye contact. How they used their hands. What they did with their staging. And also, what you think that maybe they could have done differently. If you notice that they said something, you're like, oh, that would have been a great place to emphasize, right? Or if you have an idea of what they could have done, this is where you can put your ideas. So once you have your chart, that's what you're going to use when you give your evaluation. You've now taken the time to analyze their speech. What I want to leave with you is this. I would like to encourage you, every time that there is a speaker, grab a sheet of paper or turn your agenda over, make your quadrant, and start taking notes. It's going to be practicing, observing you see and what you hear. And then in my next speech, I'll help you to prioritize and figure out a way to deliver it in something that is helpful, informative, and in 3 minutes exactly. With that, I hope you found it helpful to know how to analyze a speech to become an even better evaluator.